guys, just trying to focus my camera, but I don't think it's going to work how I planned. So sorry, this week we'll have another slightly blurry live stream, but it's all good. So if you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Heather Boyd Wire, and every week I do Wire Lady TV at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. 5 minutes late this week because I just put up the trailer for the upcoming challenge. Let me just refresh my page, hop on the video, and so I can answer any of your questions about the challenge. Hi Susan, how you doing? Nice to see you. And hi Erica, great. So everybody's hopping on. Alman's back. Hello Alman. Hi Irene. Do rings with 24 gauge wire. I could probably do that, but today I'm going to work on the jig. Hi Amber, how you doing? Good. And Joan's here, fantastic. That's great. So yeah, so some of you who are hopping on now just saw the trailer for the upcoming video challenge. And this has been something that's been in the works for a long time. And hi Ashita. And so Amber had the heads up about it because she's been helping me along the way with the creative ideas and editing and all kinds of stuff. And Amber, I really appreciate that. So so now is the day that we're announcing the challenge, and it's going to be coming up really soon. Oh, I'm missing some comments here. Zuleika is here. Hello, hello. So if you guys have questions about the challenge, just let me explain it to you a little bit first, and then we'll go from there. Oh, I'm so happy, Amber, you gave me some great ideas too. So the challenge, about a year ago, I put a survey out to see how many people would be interested in an elimination type challenge. And I had a few people really interested, and so I thought I'm going to just go for it, and we're going to see how it goes. Hi Megan, hi Clarice. So how the challenge is going to work, it's going to be like one of those like Next Top Chef type of challenges where each week there's going to be a challenge. We're going to start with about 8 contestants, depends on how many people apply to join. You don't have to be a professional wire artist. You can be. If you have a YouTube channel and want to join, that's totally fine too. But we will have judges that are going to choose the participants, not based on talent or experience. It's based totally on creativity, having fun with the wire medium. And so what you are going to do is there's an application form that I'm going to put a link in the description of the video. It's also in the live chat of the video I just streamed. And so there's going to be an application form, and what you're going to do is you're just going to fill it out. If you have any websites or social media, you know, Instagram, any of YouTube, any of that, you can add it. Not necessary, it's totally optional. We just need one profile pic for the videos, and also a short intro, like 20-30 seconds, could be even shorter, could be like a 10-15 second intro, just to say who you are and why you love wire art. And if you could submit 3 to 5 photos of your wire art or wire jewelry, that would be fantastic too. There's no charge at all to enter. You can just enter on a whim if you like. If you change your mind and don't want to join after all, it's totally fine too. The only contingent, and I'm really sorry about this, it's only open to people 18 years and older, and also residents of Canada or the United States. Now the reason I'm doing that is because the grand prize is $500 worth of bead-along wire and tools, and that's a very large package, and we can't ship overseas, especially now due to COVID. There's very terrible delays with shipping, but also customs and the cost of shipping and all that. So the main challenge is only open to Canadian or US citizens, but don't worry if you want to participate, because we are going to pre-tape the episodes, and then there'll be a week delay, and then after, when the episode is aired, everybody can participate in the challenge, like the 10-day challenges. And then everybody who participates in the challenges, like we've done in the past, are going to be eligible for prizes as well. So anybody that's not in Canada or the United States can still participate in the regular challenge, and you'll have a chance to win also some bead-along prizes, smaller amounts, but definitely shippable amounts, and also prizes from my Etsy shop and custom tutorials. So it's going to be super fun. It's you guys are on the ground floor. It's a total experiment. We're going to see how it's going to work, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So if you have any questions, totally, you can ask me. You can email me at info@heatherboydwire.com, and then we can go from there. So I'm missing some comments. So Megan says first time watching, welcome, and San Taylor says hi, hello. Dee Dee, hi. Shita, yes, understand, good. And Sean, hello, Sean. And I wish I could hear you. Oh no, is there a problem with the sound? Let me know, Peggy, if there's a problem with your sound. Sounds like a blast. Love challenges. Joan, well, I was thinking, I really hope you're going to apply because I know you're super into these challenges too. So that would be fantastic. Best advice for beginners. Well, there's lots of beginner tutorials on YouTube. I do have a ton of beginner tutorials as well. You might want to start with like a basic ring or something like that. There's a lot of very simple designs that you can do for sure. Or just like little head pins and beading and little twisting and stuff too. So that's fantastic. So yes, yeah, that's strange, Peggy. I'm not quite sure why you can't hear, but hopefully you can work that out. Maybe your thing's on mute or something. So Viji says, hello, hello, nice. And Deb, hello, hello. Love your designs. Thank you so much. So today I'm going to be troubleshooting ideas to work with on the jig. And recently did this one, the Celtic knot ring. Let me just put it on my finger. So we recently did this one on the jig. I also have a tutorial to do that without the jig. So I'm going to try some different designs for working on the jig right now. So let me flip my screen as usual, and we're just going to go for it. So I'm going to flip the screen. There we go. Perfect. And if I'm missing some, Diana says she's in Winnipeg. That's awesome. I've been to Winnipeg. That's fantastic. So my dad was actually born in Winnipeg. He grew up in Regina. So here's our jig. I'm just going to make sure I'm not missing any more comments. Okay, 24 gauge. Well, there's probably some things you could do with 24 gauge. I know a lot of people do wire weaving with 24 gauge, so maybe that's something you would want to opt for, is using that for wire weaving. You could probably definitely do that, or braiding it, twisting it together. There's all kinds of things you can do. I have a jig, but I'm not sure how to use it. Well, Deb, I have a lot of tutorials on how to use the jig. I will link up a playlist of the tutorials in the description, and then you can go for there. So now let's see what we could do with this. I had some sketches here that I wanted to do here, and this is the one I wanted to try first, is to do a ring with that kind of figuration. So let's start with that. And the other thing was, I recently did a jig or a tutorial on how to make your own plugs, because forever people were asking me where to get these replacement plugs for the jig kit, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I bought all kinds of tubing. I even did a tutorial on how to make them out of elastics. And so I finally found a tubing that's a good size. So this is, the inner diameter is 2 millimeters and the outer diameter is 4 millimeters. So this is the tube. And then what you would do is, we're just going to take this, and I'm going to cut about 1/4 of an inch. I have a jig, but not sure how to use it yet. Oh, sorry, I've read that already. I'm a newbie. I've been trying to make rings, but didn't find 14 gauge thick enough. Okay, well, or 18 gauge. I do use the 18 gauge for the band of the rings. Maybe it's just the wire that you have. So just to show you, on the tutorial, I just cut them with scissors, but it's actually easy to cut this with X-Acto. So if you have a sharp X-Acto knife, you're just going to go to like the 1/4 inch and just give it a cut. So you can buy this tubing. I had put a link in the tutorial of where to buy it, or if you don't want to cut it yourself, I put some in my Etsy DIY shop. So if you want to buy them pre-cut, just go to my Etsy DIY shop. It's called Heather Boyd DIY. And if not, you can buy them on Amazon, a whole big thing of it, which would be a lifetime supply. So let me just go through. Pamela says, I'm doing great. I'm doing some beading right now. I've been beading since January. Fantastic. That's amazing. And Janelli says, I started doing wire rings because of you. Yay, that's so awesome. Thank you. Okay, jig is tricky but handy. Yes, definitely. So let's try one of these ring designs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this one up on one end here and just stick that on there. And then what I do too is I print out these blank templates, so I'm going to keep track of what I've done on the template. So we've got that one. And then let's go ahead and I put all my little jig bits in here, and I even made my own little tools to work with the jig as well. So sometimes if the tools aren't the right size, I even use like little nails and stuff with it. So I try to like add some accessories that are a little more useful. My plugs were so tiny, like 1/16. So this is wonderful. Yes, exactly. So you need them to be long enough so they're going to hold in place. So let's go ahead and just set this one up with the smaller size pegs. We're going to bring these ones and set them up. And we're going to get another one of, whoops, sometimes I also use like little beads on there if I need a larger size round parts. So I just made 2 beautiful little beaded rings. Nice. Udaka says I started beading at 3 months. Okay, nice. So let's put this one in here. We're just going to do like a little triangle here. And then the thing is this going to be similar to the ring I made with the hands? And so to space them apart, I think I did about 2 inches, but it just depends if you want these like that or like more staggered. So we can try it 2 ways. Like let's try it maybe a little bit longer, and we might end up staggering them, and then we could do it shorter after. So say we put these like about 2 inches apart. They might be too far apart, but let's just try it, and then we can put them closer together after. So we'll make sure we line that one up. Yeah, it'll be like 2 inches apart. And then we can even go down that one there. So we're going to go like this, and then we'll go from there. My plugs were forever coming off. Yes, I love my jig. It's more easy. Jigs are so fun. And I actually had this jig for years. I remember when I started making wire art 30 years ago, that I think it was the wig jig just came out. And I don't even know if you can still buy it. And but it wasn't, I didn't buy it. It wasn't available in Canada, and I didn't buy it at all. But I remember seeing that thing and thinking it was genius. So I had to make my own out of wood and nails, and they work quite well too. So here would be the basic setup. And then if I want to keep track, say you make your own design and you want to keep track, then you would just do it on a paper. So I'll just do it over to this side. It's going to be easier. So then I would just like put this here so I remember for the next time, right? So then we just count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, am I doing this right? I'm not doing this the right way. I just realized I did it the wrong way. It should be opposite. Okay, guys. See, this is what happens. I do little mistakes, and we're just going to fix it up. So let's just do that. What's a wire jig? Yeah, so this is a jig. It's basically a template where you put little pegs. No, this isn't right. Wait, guys. Okay, I'm getting confused. No, I was right the first time. Okay. My brain's numb. So yeah, it's just a metal template where you put the little pegs in, and you can do the designs that way. So let's just go. No, it was this one that was wrong. Okay, that's my problem. It's this one that was wrong. So let's just go ahead and fix this one. Oh boy, I'm really not doing well here. No, it's right. It's right, actually. Yeah, I think this is right. I'm going to just do it this way. There we go. Yeah, I tend to be a little bit dyslexic when it comes to things like this. And it's just, I got to get my head on straight. So there we go. I've been wanting to make a jig with wood and nails. Yes, making jigs with wood and nails is great because you can really have control over your design, and also you can do it with pins in a cork board. I've done that before as well. So let's get some 20 gauge wire. It's just going to be a little easier to work with. And then as for the size, I'm going to cut it maybe bigger than I think I need because I don't want to run out. I need coffee. Yeah, I had coffee this morning. Maybe I had too much coffee. That could be the problem too. So I'm going to cut 12 inches of wire. And to make sure that it's going to be long enough, I'll probably have too much wire, but that's okay. So Athena says, hello, everybody. Hello. And Okay, Heather, you're hungry. I'm not hungry actually. I just ate lunch. So I'm not hungry. I'm just a little brain dead. So there we go. So let's just straighten this out. And hi Janelle, how you doing? I have a plastic jig. Yes. Yeah, there are plastic jigs as well. And this is the only one I have. I was actually asking the bead-along company if they had a round one, because this is the square one, but they also have round ones where the pegs radiate out from the middle, which is really interesting. Yeah, I have a whole playlist of jig videos, so I'll definitely link them up in below. So now, what did I want to do? I think I need one side to be a little bit longer than the other. So we're just going to start here. And make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. This is the 20 gauge. So we're going to bring this one around. It could go like sort of around here and then just pull it like tightly. Okay, we're going to pull it quite tightly. And then this one around here. Okay, I probably didn't need this end to be so long, but it's not too bad. And then wiggle it if you have to, to get it to sit properly. So we're going to bring this one around here. And then just wiggle it a bit. So that helps it get like a little more, how do you say, less slack in it. So now we're going to bring this one down here. And then we're going to go down here. And this one. So the position of our wires might not quite be the same. We could have actually, what I might have should have done is just gone like 1 1 1. So because this is going to be, the positioning of the wires is going to be slightly different, but it's going to be a little bit subtle. So if I was to do it again, I'll do it the next time. So we're just going to go this way, because you're better to make it as symmetrical as possible. So if you start here and radiate out, it's probably going to be better. So we're going to just bring that here. It is a little tricky to kind of get in the crevices and stuff, and bring this one around here and just get in between there, and then just give it a little wiggle if you have to. I find these quite high. I don't think the pegs need to be that high. I think that's a critique I would have of this jig, is you can actually make these pegs shorter and you're going to be able to access them. So maybe I'll ask the bead-along company if they make shorter pegs. I think it would be much easier to work with. So now we have this configuration here, and yes, there's a bracelet jig too. Yes, that's very interesting, which I had one and I gave it away as one of the prizes in one of the previous challenges because I never used it. So here would be your configuration like that. And then we'll remove it. And then what I was thinking is you can, let's maybe start by winding it around the this one a bit. It's purple. Yes, yes. I had one of those that the bead-along company had sent me, and then I didn't end up using it, and I gave it away as a prize. So so it looked interesting though. So this would be like if you move it around like this, but what we want to do is actually bend these wires together at the back. So let's just hold this in place, and we're just going to hold this one in the middle, okay? And then we're going to take this wire. No, I want to bring this one around too. Yeah, I forgot about this little piece. So we're going to bring this one around too. Okay, we're going to bring that one around. So you have all 3 wires that are wound around. That's what we want to do. So we have all 3 wires that are wound together. This is very similar to the hug ring tutorial, which was really cute. And then you want to hold hold all 3 wires in the middle and try to make sure it's centered. Make sure you're centered in place here. And then we're going to take this wire, bring it around. You could bring it around maybe a couple of times to make it more solid. And then this one, flip it, hold it in place, and then take this one and bend it around a couple of times. Okay, so we've got this configuration like that at the back. So now, hi Bernice, and we're going to give this a little clip here. Yeah, the bracelet jig looked really interesting. I don't have a lot of patience for very intricate like designs. I tend to go for the ones that are like much more simple and quicker to make. So that one looked a little like it would take a little bit more time, but I'm sure it'll make a beautiful bracelet. So now there's our back. Looks pretty clean. Make sure your ends are tucked in nicely and clip it. Yes, clip it exactly. So now we're going to take this one and I'm going to stagger them a little bit, this one, I think. I'm going to go in like this and do one up and one down. And these ones, they're not like totally even. They weren't like totally even. That's why I like the idea of the pegs being a little bit shorter, because sometimes the high up pegs are a little tricky to do. But it makes for a super cute ring. Like if you just, whoops, I'm off camera. So we're going to go in here and bring these ends like to either side. You could probably add, I'm going to add a bead to the next one, but we're going to make it shorter. So if we bring this one like this, you could do like kind of a staggered type ring here, just adjust it how you like. But this gives you an idea. It's actually even still a little bit too big. So what if we brought it in a little bit more? And you can definitely adjust the position of the knots. You know, you can make them closer together or further apart. So I'm just going to bring it up on the ring cone and say we bring it in there. It's kind of cool. I like it. It's very interesting, very simple. So I think there's a lot you can do with that one. Hi, Ginger, how you doing? So we're going to take this one off, and now let's just bring these ones a little closer together. So if I want to even fit say I want to fit a bead in there, I want to like take off that much and that much. So I'm going to bring them about an inch closer together. So let's go here. And we're going to bring this about an inch or so closer together. So let's bring this one, let me just get my ruler to see, just to have an idea. So if we bring that one about up here, I'll just put a different one there for now, and then I'll take those ones out. So if we're going to bring like 1, 2, 3, 4, let's try it up here. Let's just try this and see how this is going to work. The ring is cool, eh, Susan? Yeah, I kind of like it. It's very quite simple to make. So let's remove these ones and move the pegs up. So we're going to move these pegs up here, remove that one, and we're going to see, this might be too close together, but we don't know until we're going to try, right? So let's just do this. We're going to go here, and we're going to get this one, put the pegs on there. I wonder if you could even cut these pegs. That would be interesting to try to cut them. I think they're very solid metal though. So, and you always have to push the plastic back up a little bit to be sure. It's normal for them to loosen up when you use the jig. So let's get a gold color wire for this one. What did we use the last time? 12 inches. So maybe if we do like 10 inches should be okay. This wire is actually a little bit softer. This is the Michaels craft wire. And let me do this. Yeah, definitely you can screenshot these. And I will, I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to just see how many it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one, instead of 10, it's 5 inches away. So we're going to go, say we redo this one. We're going to go here and here and here. So what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, oh no, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So this is the shorter one, and this is the longer one. So we're going to see how that goes. And there we go. Let us do the next one. So this time I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to see how it works if I start at the middle, this way and this way. I think it's going to be better. Let's just straighten this one out a bit. So if we start here, if we center the wire, okay, should be good. And then this way, it'll be more or less even. So let's just go ahead with this one. We're going to go around, give it a nice little tug. And then this one, same nice little tug. Yeah, I'm going to go around here, get them in between. Yeah, I really wish these pegs were shorter, but that's life. We're just going to deal with it. So we're going to go around here, and then this one here. around here. So we're gonna get that one around here, and then this one too. So let's do this one. So we have to tighten that up a little bit around here, and then here. Yeah, the more you use it, the easier it gets. It just takes a little bit of practice. And then this one around here. Okay, so we're gonna go like right around there. Get in there. Oh, okay. Maybe my wire might be a little thick. It's harder to do with these tight designs. It's harder to do anything much bigger than 20 gauge. This is maybe a thick 20 gauge. So there we go. So this is sort of the basic design. You can always like push it down just to get it like flattened out and straightened out a little bit. You can go in and just like push it down a little bit, or you can afterwards with your pliers do that. And then we're going to remove that. Okay, we'll remove that one. Whoa, my peg just came right out. I must have really given it a lot of pressure on there, but that's okay. You can just put the plug back. So there we go. So now we have this one. Okay, I'm afraid the wire would keep popping off the pegs. That's true. There's that as well. So but maybe that's their reasoning for making them quite long. It's possible. Yeah, I think you just have to like wind it at the top and then push it down is probably the easiest way to do it. Because yeah, you're right. If the design is more intricate, they might come off the pegs, which would not be very good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one to the back. Okay, I want to bring this one, I want to make sure these are both like on the same side. So we're just going to bring these straight across. Maybe I've made this too short, but we're going to find out. So this one, we're going to line them up like we did before, and then we can get the flat pliers and center them. Okay, we're just going to say this time I'm not going to wind it around the form before I twist the wires. So we're going to hold that there, bring this one around there, and this one too, hold it and bring it around. Probably have to come around a couple of times. And then what are we going to do? Wendy, clip it. There we go. So now we're going to clip it. And then this one. Oh yeah, there's like lots of designs in the playlist of jig tutorials for the angels. There's a seahorse. There's all kinds of ones that you could do. And I do sell the templates in my Etsy shop, but if you don't want to buy them, you can just screenshot the designs in the video. That's not a problem at all. So we're just going to get those ends in there. So this is sort of the basic shape. And then we'll just get this one and bring that one around. So this I maybe made too, now we know we've made it a little bit too, wow, way too small, guys. So this has to be a little bit bigger. So so we know now that that's way too small. I'm going to keep that in mind, unless you're going to do like a baby ring or something. Yeah, I think it has to be like maybe a couple of things bigger. Yes, look how small that is. That's really bad. So let's just quickly do another one, okay? So let's just do another one. Practice makes perfect. So we're just going to take these ones out. Let's try one more just to see how it works. Okay. So, for one of Mimi's dolls. Yeah, maybe for one of Mimi's dolls, you're right. So let's do it 2 pegs bigger. We'll do 2 pegs bigger, and we're going to see how it goes. So, boy, we're not going to hack through many of these designs on this live stream, but I'll get a good start to them. And then I'll do some more tutorials for the jig stuff, because I kind of took a break from the jig for a while, but I'm having fun revisiting it. So now with these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 apart. So what we want to do is for this, we're just going to, just so I know, we're just going to bring that one here. It's going to be easier. And I'll just cross that one out. Okay, so there we go. So let us, hi Sabrina. And I'm just gonna grab a little drink. Too long, too short, just right, exactly. I feel like Goldilocks. I have the hair for it. So now let's go ahead and try this again. So, and maybe we'll perfect the actual technique of using the jig. I think I'm a little rusty because I haven't used it for a while, and it really depends on your wire too. So let's just rotate this sideways. I'm gonna straighten the wire, bring this one in here, okay, just like that. And then we're going to wind it around. So let's try to bend it like at the top of the jig first. Okay, because otherwise it's really hard to turn it like near the bottom of the jig or the peg. So we're going to go around 3 times. That one around here. And then this one around here. Yeah, I think it works better when you like wind it at when it's up and then push it down after. That seems to be a good technique. So blue, everyone, blue hearts. Yeah, I like those colored hearts. So we're going to go around and do the same thing. So around here, try to keep it up. I think it's going to be better. It won't get so distorted if you hold it up at the top of the pegs. I think that's a better technique. Helps if you have fingernails too. And they're around there. And then this one too, around here. So we've wound it at the top. And then we're going to push it down. Hi, Kat. How are you? Nice to see you. Perfect. We're going to push these down. And there we go. So, Kat, I just announced just before this video about the upcoming challenge. So you guys can rewatch the trailer for the challenge. And if you have any questions about it, you can replay this video where I explain it a little more. And also feel free to ask me any questions about it. So now let's remove this from the jig. See, it's getting more and more clean as we go. So now we are going to, I love blue for this time of year. Blue is a beautiful color. It's definitely one of my favorite colors. So now we're going to straighten these up and line them up again. Okay, so there we are. We're lined up again. And then there's probably other ways you can finish this. You can even bend this at a right angle and twist that around, might work too. But I think this makes it more even if you just like hold it right in the middle. They would just hold it right in the middle. And then take this and bend it around once. And then this one too. So we're going to take this one and bend it around once or twice. I guess you could even just do it once as well. Last time I did it twice. I kind of like it twice because it seems to be a little more even. I like to end them on the outside though, so they won't be scratchy. So let's go ahead and clip this. And then we're going to clip the other one. Clip it. And then we're going to push it in. I tried the plastic jig, but I preferred the metal one. So Wendy, tell me, the plastic one, does it have pegs or are they fixed pegs? Because I think I've seen both kinds. And the thing that I was thinking is, you know those perler beads? I wonder if you could even use those bases for those perler beads to make some kind of jig configuration. It might be possible. So now if you need to like adjust those a little bit, you can. So here's our beginning shape. And now we're going to bring this one in, wind it in, bring this one into this side and see how that's going to go. You want to push these down a little bit. You could, even if you have a hammer or one of those soft hammers, you could like flatten them out a little bit. You can like punch them in a little bit. I don't know if it would help or not. I could try it. I don't know if I have a proper hammer for that. I do have this one. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't really do any hammering, but I really should. So like say you get that and just plug your ears if it's going to be loud. We go down that a little bit. It doesn't really flatten them, but it kind of pushes them down a little bit. Let's do this one now. Whoop, and just push that one a little bit. And cover your ears again. We're going to bring that one down a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more. It's a little tricky to hold. Or maybe if I just hold it like that. But, whoa, it's very tricky to access it if we go in there. I don't have a metal ring comb either, but that's the idea. It does flatten it a little bit. It's not too bad. So you want loud, listen to my dad's TV. Oh no. Sabrina says, I love your teaching on the cursive wire writing. Nice. Okay. I'm actually working on a tutorial on how to do the letters, pendants with the jigs. So that's coming up soon. It's in progress. It's been in progress for a while, but it takes a while to do all the letters. So here's what we have so far. I feel like I want to curve these ones in a little bit. So for that, I'll just get my round pliers and just slightly curve those in, just so they go in like that. So this is really pretty, but what I want to do is put a bead in there. So let's get we could do the 20 or the 22 gauge wire. Now that I have 22 gauge wire, thanks to Beadalon, they sent me all this beautiful wire. So let's cut a piece of that, and we are going to attach the bead with that. So can you hear me now? No, I can't hear you, but I can imagine for sure. My parents are the same. So there we go. So, okay. Yeah, it's coming soon, Wendy. Definitely coming soon. Oh, I realized I didn't bring out my right beads. I need my miracle beads. So I have to find them. Oh my goodness. Where did I put my beads? That's the question. I took out a tray of beads, but it wasn't the right ones. So now I have to find my right beads. I can't find my little tray, so I'm going to bring out my big tray. You guys know I usually have a small tray of miracle beads and I can't find them, so I'm going to use the big tray. And let me get, yeah, hammering helps harden the wire, absolutely. So it's definitely a good idea. So now these are all my beads. So I'm going to grab a couple sizes. I have the 6mm and I have the 8mm. So let's try those and just see which is going to work. I'll remove that one, put it on the ground so I don't drop it, and then we can attach the bead in here. So I just tried perler beads, but the hole is too small for the pegs. Do you mean putting the perler beads on here? Because I have definitely, yeah, I have definitely added beads to the jig, but usually what you have to do is you would have to like get a nail and hold it in like that. So this is how I've used like beads on the jig. But what I was meaning was the actual base for the perler beads, you know, the base that you put the perler beads on, and I was wondering if you could wind wire around there. So it might work. I actually use those perler bead bases to clean my acrylic paint brushes. So when I do acrylic painting, I take my paintbrush and rub it over the perler bead base, and it helps to dislodge the paint from the paintbrush. So here's the small one. It's quite cute. The little bead on there. So let me just put that one there, and then let me just see what I had drawn as a sketch for that one. I hadn't actually drawn a sketch, and then there's the big one. So the big one might be a little bit too big. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we put the big one or the little one? I'm just gonna have to see. I'm off to the dollar store. Nice. Yes. Awesome. I'm gonna see if I could find mine too. So, yeah, we have the big bead, which I'm not sure about, or the little one, eh? Let's do the little one. Okay, so I'm going to take a wire and put it on there, and then I just have to decide how I want to do it. So I think the best way to start is just take the wire, bend these a little bit so they're somewhat even. Oh, I didn't do it very even. Thing with the miracle beads is they have a large hole, so sometimes the wire like slips around and stuff. So if we put that one in here, and then that one in here, and just stick it in there. So I guess there's a few ways we could do this. We can, well, I guess you could attach it just to the end there. That's one option. You can just attach it onto here, or you could bring it over to here and wind it over there. Let's see what happens if we just wind it around the loop. I don't know how it's going to look. I can always backpedal. So if we just bring it here and just wind it around once like that, and then this one here, we want to tighten it up quite tightly. So that way these parts won't be affected. That's the thing. So if we did that and we just wound it through there a couple of times, it might be interesting, and then it won't destroy the look of that. Although you could wind it underneath and wind these two together. There's two ways you can do this. Big one might have to bend the middle loop. Ah, okay. Like if you bent up that loop, that could be interesting. Why don't we try one like that too? I like that idea. I think that's a really good idea. So let's start with this, and then we'll try another one, but we'll do exactly that, where we bend the where we bend the ends up a little bit. I think that's a great idea. That was Pipea suggested that. Thank you so much for that suggestion. I like that idea, and it'll like frame it a little bit. So this, I'm not sure about how I've attached these pieces. I did one kind of one way and one the other, but it's okay. It's not great. So let me just pull this through around here. But it's when you try these things that you find out, right? So we're going to see how that works. We're going to bring this one in here. Let me give this one a little, a little clip. I think I'm going to have to get another 8mm Miracle bead too, because this one seems to be a little scratched and damaged. That can happen sometimes. So let's just go ahead and do this one. And then I'll try another one. Now that we have the size somewhat perfected, although I might have to make it slightly larger if I'm going to bend up those ends. So let's see what size this ends up being. And then if you want to tighten these, just take your pliers and give it a little flick of the wrist, and that'll tighten it up a little bit. So just bring that in here, tighten it up. And then if we put it on the ring cone, I'm not sure about all these twisties on there. I did one way and one the other way. I might have wanted to do them the same way, but maybe we can just take these wires and bring them in a little bit. Okay, we're going to bring these ones in a little bit. And then this one too, we can bring it in a little bit. And it's interesting. It's very pretty. So there we go. Perfect. So that's really pretty. So it's a decent size. So why don't we do the same size, and then we'll attach the larger bead with that suggestion to push those up a little bit. So let's try that. So we're going to remove that one. We're going to do this design to death, that's for sure. So let's cut another piece of wire that's like 8-ish inches. We'll give it a clip, and it looks pretty, eh? Yeah, I like that one. So let me grab some water. I'm going to move these ones to the side. Maybe I'll go back to the silver wire to just compare them. I'm going to go back to the 20 gauge silver wire, and we'll cut a piece of that. And then I'll use the larger bead for this one. And maybe I'll take a different color too. So let's do this again. Okay, so there we go here. And same thing, let's wind it around near the top of the peg. I should actually probably watch a bead-along tutorial to see how they use the jig. That might be a good point of reference since they're the professionals. I just kind of wing it. So we're gonna go around here. They haven't told me that I'm doing it wrong, so we should be okay. So we're going to go like that. And then this one too on this side. If you need to like rotate the jig, you can. So we're going to bring that one around here. Bring that one, okay, around near the top. Yeah, this is much better than trying to wind it near the base of the jig. That just was a bit of a disaster. And around here. So that works well. Okay, we've got those configuration. I'm getting faster. And I cut 8 inches, and it just seems to be a bare minimum. So you can like push these down if you want them more like pushed down. If you don't have fingernails, just like use a Sharpie or something, because that's nice soft metal. So now let's remove these. Okay. Oh, Wendy's going. Okay, bye, Wendy. Yeah, jig letters coming soon, Wendy. I'm going to get right on that. It's been in my to-do pile, half done for the last 3 months. So we'll get there. So now we are going to put these ones, line them up here. I really cut this wire the bare minimum this time. So if you don't want to waste wire, 8 inches seems to be perfect. In fact, maybe I should write that 8 inches. So I know, yeah. So let's take this one and hold this right in the middle. Make sure you have even amounts on both sides. And then we can actually, let's start with the longer wire. We're going to hold this here in the middle. Make sure there's even amounts on either side. Have to eyeball that. And then take this one and bring it around. Okay, bring that one around once. And then this one, the wire's got a little bit like stuck in there, so we're gonna have to pull it out a little bit. And take this one, and let's wonder if we do it this way, if it's gonna make, no, I don't think it's gonna make any difference, will it? No, it's not gonna make any difference at all. So we're just gonna go around here and to here. So rather than wind it twice, I'm just gonna wind it once this time to see how it goes. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna clip that. And then we're going to clip this one. I could have wound it around another time, but I think once is, it's okay. It's the bare minimum. So we're going to bring this one in here. Okay. And then, and what I'll do as always is after this is over, I'll go into the Discord group and I will post pictures of this. So if you guys aren't familiar with Discord, it's an app like, kind of like Facebook, but it's a little less like ads and stuff than Facebook. And so after the live streams, I go over and I'll share pictures of the work, and you guys can share pictures of your work either on Discord or in the Facebook group, the Wire Makers Club. So now if we go around here, there's our ring. And then what we want to do is like push these up, if I understood that well. So we're going to just like flatten them out a little bit. I won't hammer it this time. We're going to just flatten these out a little bit. And then I guess the idea would be to bring, I don't know if it was like just to bring this one up or bring both up, but you could definitely bring one up and see how that goes. And we're going to bring that one up. So if they're more at a right angle, well, let's see how that's going to go. So then let's get another bead, but I'm going to get another one because that one was scratched, because they are plastic, right? So here's a nice a hot pink, I guess you would call it. And then I'm gonna go back and get some wire. So I'll get some 22 gauge wire here. And you can find the link to Discord in the description of any of my videos. I don't have the link like on me right now, and I don't know if Mustafa's on. Mustafa usually would post it, but I think he might not be on today. So, but you could definitely get it in any of my videos. So, oh, you tried to add the link. Okay. I can maybe get it after. So let's for now try to do this one. So we're going to get the 8mm bead, and we're going to take this and what's the best way to do this? So if we bring this one here and bring that one there, so if we put this bead in that way, let's see how that's going to work. And then we want to, yeah, because then we will wind it around these bases. I think that's going to be the best thing. So let's go ahead and make sure these are together. And I'm going to take one end and just wind it around. So we're just going to go around here, make sure these wires stay parallel and they don't get all tangled up. So why don't we go around it like 3 times or something? So we're going to just go around 1, 2, 3. And give that a little clip. I just have to find my cutters. Here we go. Perfect. Wrap the wire around the pegs of the perler base, but it's finicky. Yeah, that's what I thought, because they're short, right, Ginger? Those pegs, or the little bumps on the perler bead thing, are very short. So the only reason I was asking was because I don't have one of those round jigs. So I've asked Beadalon if they make them. If not, there are other companies that make the round jigs. I thought it'd be interesting to try, because they're just a different kind of look than the square ones. So now I've attached that one. I put the wire through there, and then now we're going to pull this one, but pull it snugly. So pull it really snugly. And then take this wire and bring it around here. Now my ring might be a little short now because I pushed those beads, those wires up, and you might have to do some adjusting to center them. So we're going to see about this. This is definitely kind of a work in progress. I like the idea. It looks like a flower. It looks really good. I do have a jig and I want to try this. Awesome. Well, your idea to push these wires up, I think it's going to work. I think it's really interesting. So, and then you could even do like, make more of these. Maybe we can do like 5 of them instead of 3 might be interesting. So let's give that one a little clip. The ring ended up being a little bit small, but that's okay. So now make sure your pokey ends are in. And what we're going to do, I think the round jig would make lovely flowers. Yes. I just shared, it's never worked for me. I've posted in the past. You're welcome, though. That's Discord. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Amber, for posting the link to Discord. So this is sort of how it looks now. It's interesting. I'm not, because you kind of don't see this shape so much, but I think like it functions well. Let me just see how it goes. I think it might be interesting if we, now I just have to, this is the trouble, is trying to center those loops over the hole. That's what I'm trying to do now, just to make it look a little more like balanced. So if we just kind of take this one and like give it a little bit of a jog. So this is how it looks at the side. Interesting. These two, you might want to push them down a little bit. It's definitely interesting. I think we can do something with these. Yeah, I think this is really cool. So this would be the other design. Now it's teeny tiny, so we're probably for this one you'd have to, but it's cool, eh, guys? Let me know what you think of that. That was Pipia's idea. I think it's a really cool idea. So what if we did something like that, but maybe added an extra loop? I wonder about that. So if we took this one and then we did like, so there's your bead, and then there's your, this one that goes up to the side. And then we're going to do like, say this is here, and then this one is here. So that might be interesting to have an extra one. Let me just see how it looks. That's way too small. Then it might be overkill if we did it that way, but could be interesting. Yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities for these to do different things. It's cute on my pinky. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, I think it's not too bad. It's interesting. So why don't we'll put that one at the side. I like that idea. Whether I want to add like another loop to it might be interesting. So what I think I'm going to do now is maybe, actually you could get an idea from it, because this is the one we did previously, like that. So imagine this was sideways that way, might be interesting. Let's try something like that. Okay, I'm going to try something like that. Like this idea, but maybe on a ring. So why don't we, since we're doing rings today, you could definitely do this as an earring, but I think it might be interesting as a ring. So I'll just make a note for that one with the 8mm bead. We'll add an extra, I think we'd have to add an extra hole to it. So like, here's my scratchy notes. This one, okay, this one would be for the, let me move that. This one would be a 6mm bead. 6mm bead. And then if we wanted to do it with an 8mm bead, 8mm bead, we'll add 1 to 2 holes to make it a little bit longer. So that's, I'll experiment with that. So, and we have Anoshka is here. Hello. And Pia says, love it. Well, thank you so much. That's fantastic. Found a jig of a round jig on Beadalon. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Oh, thanks, Ginger. Ginger's my private investigator. She does all the investigating for like ideas and stuff like that. And I really appreciate it, Ginger. Thank you so much. So let's now remove this one. Okay, and go back to the setup that we had for the original ring, the Celtic knot ring. So we're going to just put this one here and this one here. And let's go ahead and see what we can do. Oh, that's actually, I don't need all three. I don't need all three for that one. That was something else. So let's remove these. Okay, let's remove these for now. And just try with the 3 again to see what we can do. So I want to do something like this, but instead of the earring, I want to do a ring. So let's go ahead and get the silver wire again. If I could find the 20. Here's the 20. Perfect. How are we? We're all good over here. Hi, Hannah. Oh, and a monkey. That's so cute. That's a cute emoji. I like that. So now we're going to open this one up. Yeah, smaller bead for that design we could probably do, and then it wouldn't be so, small. But you could definitely adjust the distances of these here. Okay, I'm just organizing my stuff and trying to talk at the same time. So let's take a piece of wire, decent size. I don't know how big, maybe 8 to 10 inches. And I have a garden meeting on Zoom. Ooh, that sounds fun. Thanks for hopping on. That sounds really cool. So now what we want to do is do this type of thing and try it as a ring. But the thing is, I'm not sure what we're going to do with the ends, but we're going to just try this. So let's go ahead and take this one, and maybe we're just going to have to also do it the same way. We would just do it one direction. Sometimes I start at the top, but now because we want it somewhat symmetrical, I'm going to start at one side. So we're going to go around here and bring these ones around, and then this one around here. So if we do that, okay, we're going to bring that one around here. Okay, and then what we would want to do, because I was thinking we could just cut that off like I'd done in the sketch. Let's go ahead and get a bead for this one. I'll see if we need the 8 or the 6. Okay, I'm going to get I'll get a 6 and an 8 and we'll see what works. So there's the 8 and maybe the 6 for this one. We're going to see. And if we put a bead in there, so I don't want it too big. I'm going to try, I think, the 6 for this one. So if we stick the 6mm one in there, do we want to attach this? That's what I'm wondering, because I was thinking maybe we could poke it in there, which might be interesting, but then what are we going to do with the other side? Where I don't think we're going to fit. Let me see if 3 wires would sit in there. I don't think they would, but let me just see if 3 wires would sit in that bead. I don't think they would, so I'll just get a piece of wire. Oh, it does actually. It does stick in there, so that might be an option to make it look quite clean, but whether it's going to work or not, I'm not sure. So let's just take these wires. We'll take this little one, give it a little bit of a tug, but not too much. You don't want to distort it. Oh yeah, I just distorted it, so that wasn't good. Don't do that. And let's fix it up again. Okay, so we're going to go like that. So if we just push that in there, I'll probably have to do this twice to see how it's going to work. So let's go ahead and clip that one. Okay, so we've got one clipped, and let's try to do the other side on the jig. So now we're going to bring it, we've clipped that, we're going to bring it back on the jig. Okay, so I haven't found where to be the Beadalon round jig. I actually put a question out to the Beadalon company too, so hopefully they'll get back to me and let me know, because I do like that round jig. I think it's interesting. So now we're going to wind this one around here, okay, and then we're going to go around these ones and around this one, and then see what we can do with that. And if this doesn't work, we're going to just twist the ends. So we have them. I've got that kind of configuration there, which is really pretty. But then I was thinking, why don't I want to, like, maybe I could stick that end in there, but how, we don't want it too big. So we'd have to like cut maybe that much. And then we'd have to take this end. I'm really not sure about this, but we're going to try it and we'll see how it goes. So we're going to take this one, bring it in here, and then push that, try to push that down in there. So this is very finicky, but it might be worth it. So now we're going to take that, see if we can push it in there. It might or might not work. I don't want to hurt myself either. So, but I like that idea. Like if we could stick the ends in there. Ooh, it's going a little bit. There we go. Oops, I distorted this a little bit. And maybe you could even put glue in there. I don't know, but it kind of works. It kind of went in there, not too bad. So we're going to go push these down a little bit. Yeah, it got a little bit distorted. So it's not bad. These got a little bit distorted. I don't know if we can like fix them up a little bit. Maybe not. So this is sort of the idea. Yeah, this one I'm not sure if that's going to stay in there. That's the only thing. It probably would get distorted as a ring. One side. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about the logistics of this. And if you have a bead that doesn't have a big enough hole, it's not going to fit either. But let's try it by twisting them. Hi, Mustafa. I was wondering where you were. There we go. Nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Perfect. So now if we have those like that, but I don't know how well they're showing up. Yeah, see, they got a little bit distorted. So I'm going to try something else and see if it's going to work. So let's put this one at the side. Let's try that again with this. I'm going to get some more silver wire. This is the 20 gauge. So let me cut a little piece of the 20 gauge and I'm just going to have a little sip of water. And let's try this again. So if we go here, we're going to start from one side, bring this one around. Hopefully I haven't cut this too short now. Bring it around again. Okay. Oh yeah, sometimes it's hard to work with when you cut it too short. That's the problem. So then we're going to bring this one around here. Yeah, definitely cut this one too short. Bring that one around. Ouch, almost cut myself. It's all good. And then we're just going to bring this one in a bit. So what happens if we just cut it flush? Let's just try that, just for the sake of trying it. And then I'll try it a third way. So we're going to cut that, but I'm just not sure it's going to be solid. But I guess if you hammer it, then it will increase in strength, and it might work in that way. So this is just cut flush, guys. It's not too bad. And let's get another bead. Which bead do I want for that? I don't want a too big bead because I think it's not going to, it's going to end up being too big. So actually, because I don't need a big hole in my bead, maybe I'll use some cat's eye beads. So I've got some of these. Oh, thanks, Mustafa, for the Discord link. I think Amber was able to put it earlier, but it's always good to have it twice. That's great. So now I am going to put a bead on there and just stick the cat's eye bead. I love cat's eye beads. Let me know if you guys have ever used them. I really love them. So Pauline says, what kind of cutters do you use? So the cutters I have currently are Beadalon cutters. They sent me these and they seem to work quite well. They're flush cutters and yeah, they seem like to be a decent quality. So I'm happy for those. I do go through cutters. You know, I've had many cutters over the years, so that's normal that they would get dull, but these ones seem so far so good. So now that looks really pretty like that. Very simple. So then you want to do the other side. And now this way, maybe we'll be able to get it a little more tight in there. So I'm going to put that there and we're going to go around again. So we're going to go around here, do our loops again, try to keep it nice and tight in there, round and round. Okay, round and round in there. And then this one too, round and round. And then one more round and round here. And hopefully I pulled it tight enough. We're going to see. So get in there. And then now we're going to cut it flush again. This is really pretty just as a component you can use for earrings, bracelets, anything. So let's give it a cut. We're going to clip it. I'll be back in a little bit. No worries, Mustafa. No worries at all. So there we're going to push that one in there. And then we're going to center it a little bit. This is gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. And so now this isn't quite in there. So we're going to go that. So, but maybe to strengthen it, we should give it a little bit of a tap. But how are we going to do that without like destroying the bead and without destroying, let's just try to see. Yeah, because we're going to bring this one down here. Maybe I'll wait. I'm not going to hammer it yet until we create the ring. So this is the basic shape. And then we're going to get the 18 gauge wire to make the band. So let me find my 18 gauge wire. Pauline says, I make resin jewelry. That is really, that's really great. Yeah, I haven't done much with resin. I know Mustafa's done quite a bit of resin, so that's cool. I haven't really experimented with it, so I've only used like the non-toxic one, but there's limited things you can do with it. So here's a 3-inch piece of the 18 gauge wire, and what gauge? So this one is 20 gauge for the Celtic kind of design, and then this one is 18 for the band. I like to use a thicker wire for the band just to make it more solid. So now find out what finger you want this to go on. You know, kind of like push this to the size of the finger that you want. Might or might not work out quite like that. And then you want to imagine where this is going to go on there, and take one end and bend it up at a right angle, and then double check, like bring this here and double check where the other bend should go. Put your finger there, and I think I'm going to like this ring, but I think it definitely will have to be hammered because otherwise it's not going to hold its shape. So there, we've got that one and that one. I guess you could do it with stainless steel if you have hands of steel and you're not worried about hurting your hands. So then we're going to take this one here, put it on there, and then this one too, we want to, here, I should maybe not have bent these at quite that much angle. Otherwise it's hard to get the piece on. So now we're going to put that one there and that one there. And then we're going to put it on the ring cone. Oops, put it on the ring cone and bend one end down here. And then this end, you're going to bend here. Okay, so we have these ends that are bent, and that's really pretty. Thank you. I hope it holds together, and we're gonna see. So now we're gonna give this an extra little tug to make sure it's like in place, and we'll give that one a little clip there and give that a little push. And then this one, I'll probably end up making better tutorials for these because I know it's really hard to see on the live stream. It's not super good quality, but it just gives you an idea of the process of how to work out these designs. Now, I think I've already distorted the shape a little bit, but we should be able to deal with that. So we've done that, we've added that, but see, this one got pulled out of place already a little bit, so we can push that one in a little bit. We're going to bring this one back. Okay, bring it back and just play around with it so it looks like, what I'm finding is I think I should have done something with this so there's less of a gap. I have a solution to that. I think I have a solution. I'm going to try something else after this just to compare it. And then from there, I guess you can try to like, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm afraid to hammer it, but this is just an idea of how it would look. It doesn't fit either finger, but this one's not too bad. So this is the idea for that one, but I've just had another idea if we put the bead on first. So it's not too bad. It's not awful, but ring mandrel that has a opening groove on one side. Yes, yeah, that's a good idea to have one that a proper mandrel where the bead sits in the groove and you can hammer it. That's a better idea. But the other thing I'm not sure about is if I like that gap or not. So I'm going to try this in a different way, and then we'll just compare what we've done. So let me try this again. I'll get the 20 gauge wire in gold this time, and we're just going to cut a little piece. I don't want it too small, maybe 6 inches or something. And do you know how to make the name necklace from wire? Yes, I have tons of tutorials for names. Sorry, I'm just drinking some water. So I have a playlist of tutorials for names that you can just look in the playlist and you'll find one for name tutorials. And then I have some for the alphabet, upper, lower case, rings, necklaces, all kinds of stuff. So what if we put the bead first and then just bend it down on a right angle? This might or might not work. So if we bend it down on the right angle, and let me just see where my head was going with this, because I already forget. Yeah, and then we're going to bend this out just at a bit of a right angle, and then this one too, bend it out so it's sort of in the same position, and then push these in a little bit. Okay, we're going to push those in a little bit. So it looks like that. It's somewhat even. Maybe we're going to fix that one a bit more to get it out a little bit more. So if we did that, this is what I'm not sure if this is going to work at all. But what if we did that, and then we brought this right against there and bring this one around. We'll see if it's going to work. So we're going to bring that one around here, and then that one here, and then this one here. So if we do something like that, it makes it a little bit tighter. I'm not sure what it's going to do with the finishing touches, but we're going to see. We're going to go like that. Carlene, hello everyone, I'm pretty new. Yay, thanks for hopping on. So now we're going to do this one. Hold this one up here. Bring this one around. Okay. Whoop. There. And then this one here. And this one here. So let's try that. See if it's going to work a little better. Having put the bead in first, it might be more symmetrical anyways. And we'll give this one a little clip. Perfect. And then I searched to get a link from the bracelet jig. Yeah, so people can just find the bracelet jig. Actually, it's on the Beadalon website. So if you go to beadalon.com, you could search their products and they have the bracelet jig on there. So, yeah, they have a lot of those things there. And if you want it on Amazon, you can search Amazon too. So there we go. So we're going to see, this is like a little bit more nuzzled in there. So we've got like that, and like that. That one got a little bent out of shape. I'm not quite sure why. So we can put it back on here. This seems to sit a little better when you do that extra bend and then the bead sits more nicely on there. So there we go. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. So we've got that. And we're going to just get I don't know if you can post links, direct links in the chat, because YouTube is very careful about like viruses and stuff like that, and outside links. So you might not be able to post a link, but you can, people can definitely search for those products on Amazon or on the Beadalon site. So now we're going to take about 3 inches of the 18 gauge wire, and we're just going to bring this one around. Again, we're just going to like choose a ring that you want to put it on, or finger. Maybe we'll make it a little bigger this time. And here we'll just start by bending up one side. Okay, we're going to bend up one side like that. And then we're going to check this to see where it's best going to be. and we're going to bend it up this way. Now, the trouble is when you attach the knot, you want to be careful not to distort it because it's going to be a little bit fragile, right? So we're going to bring this one in here and then this one in here like that. And then we're going to put it back on the ring cone and we're going to go here. Yeah, it looks a bit like a butterfly. Yeah, that would be really cute too. I had drawn out some butterflies as well, but I think we're not going to have time to do all those designs today. So we'll probably just stick with the rings for today. And then I'm definitely going to do more tutorials for the jig stuff in the future because people seem to really enjoy them and they're really fun. And it's nice because then you could make things and not worry too much about like getting the shape right and the size right and that type of thing. So there we go. Perfect. So now we're going to go around here just like that. And we're going to cut this one, clip it, and then we're going to push the little ends in here and that end in here. And then it looks nice like that. I like that little extra bend. I think it looks really good. So we're going to put it back on the ring cone. And then so it doesn't get distorted and pushed out, you can always give it a little hammer to make sure that these don't get pulled out of the way, because that's my only concern with this ring. It's a nice clean design, but it might get a little bit distorted. So if you hammer it, it's going to be a lot more solid. There we go. So that looks really, really cute. So let me just check the time. We are, oh yeah, we're way over an hour. So let's go ahead. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it looks like something you could put it like as a hair clip as well. I think it would be really, really cute. Yeah, the original idea was to do it as an earring. So you can actually just take that same design and put it on an earring as well. So there's lots you can do with it. Yeah, there's the butterfly. We didn't really get around to it, but I'll do that again. And even this ring, the heart ring, we could do that one quickly because that's one I had made a shorts tutorial about that design, and then I deleted it because I wasn't too happy with the shorts videos. So I will be doing more of those shorts videos in the future. So why don't we just try the heart just for fun? We're going to put these two beside each other and we will put the plugs on the back. You want to hammer it before attaching it to the ring. Yeah, I was wondering about that. So yeah, probably hammer it before you put it on the ring. Otherwise, it's going to be not too agreeable to be able to do that. So now for the heart ring, let's get a piece. I think we'll stick with the stronger wire. Let's do the 18 gauge wire. You could do 20 as well, but let's try it with the 18. If it's too thick, we'll get a different one. So I'm going to cut 8 inches of 18 gauge wire. And the thing with the heart is we want to bend it on a nice sharp right angle because you can't get really good sharp angles on the jig. So I would do it first. I would just take this, give it a good bend. And there we go. And I hope I can buy this. So buy the jig. Yeah, there's many places you can get the jig online. I know the Beadalon website is sold out, but you could probably get it on Etsy or on Amazon. And sometimes local stores have them too, like Michael's. So what we want to do is to form the heart, but what I want to do here is so it won't get distorted, I'm just going to get a nail to hold it in place. So if I stick a nail in there, okay, it's just going to hold it in place. This is going to be a little bit big, I think. So let me just think for a sec, because this one's going to be too, that one's going to be too short. Anyways, it's going to be big, I think. It's going to be bigger than I would have liked, but just for the sake of trying this out, let's just do it this way. So we're going to go here and see if it's going to work. It might be way too big, so we're going to go here. Now, you just want to be careful to try to keep it somewhat symmetrical. So if we go here, around here, we could just go in like that, and that might work. It might end up being too big, but this is the idea, like something like that. But like you see, you have to bend that first, otherwise it's not going to work out very well. And I guess you could try it without doing a nail in there. Let's compare it. So we start with that. We're gonna get the 18 gauge. We could even get the 20 gauge to compare it. We can get the 20 gauge. I think it's gonna be too flimsy, but I guess if you hammer it, it might be okay. So let's get a piece of this. Yes, steel hammer. The plaster will flatten it. It won't flatten it, but harden it. Exactly. So whether you want to hammer it or not, you can, or I mean, flatten it or not, you can decide what kind of hammer you want to use. So let's try with the 20 gauge. This might be a little bit too thin. I'm just wondering if let me just remove this for a sec, because I don't know if we can actually get these closer together. Yeah, we could do it this way, but then you're not going to have anything to, let's just try it this way. So if we want to do it smaller, what if we just do them closer together? I don't know if there's going to be space in there, but if we try it that way, and then you would just have to like really hold this in place, right? So I don't know if this is almost more effort than it's worth, because I think that you can do this more easily with your pliers, which is what I had done in the original tutorial. But if you do want to just adapt it to the jig, you could always try that. So, because I think like this was too far away if you put a nail in there. But if we just put it here, what if we put just a couple of plugs here? I don't know if it's going to help it, or pegs, just to hold it in place. Let me just see. That's a good idea. We're going to put those there just for stability. So we'll put those ones here just for a little bit of stability, or you can tape it. There's an idea. You could probably tape it. Okay, we're going to put that one here, just not to use them, but just to have for stability. So if we're going to put that one there, and then let's go ahead and bring that one around here, and then that one around here. It works quite well just to stick those pegs in, and bring those down. Okay, just bring them right down. Okay, and then bring that one out here, and this one out here, just to like straighten it out. Pull it, like push it, like pull it with your fingers to get it straight. So there we have two of the hearts. So we have the bigger one with the 18 gauge and the smaller one with the 20 gauge. This is where the smallest on the baleen pliers would work. Yes, you can definitely just do this design with pliers. I've done it with these pliers, which are my larger round pliers. But if you actually have baleen pliers, which I don't, and I probably should get, that would work too. So here's the one, and here is the other one that's done like kind of more on the jig, but just a thicker wire. This might be a little bit too big. And then I'm going to flip it. Okay, and then just put it on the ring cone. Bring that one around here. Bring that one around here to whatever size you want. Okay, and then we're going to make sure these are lined up. Okay, and you want to make sure they're centered. So hold this here. Make sure it's centered. And then this one, I've cut it too long, but that's okay. We're going to bring this one here and bring it around. You could bring it around once or twice. Let's try it once on this one. We'll do it twice on the other one. So with this one here too, hold it in place. Bring that one around. Just right through. Okay, we're going to bring that one around too. So it's gone like that. And now we'll give it a little clip. 6-step baleen pliers. Wow, that sounds awesome. I should get some of those. I think I've seen those at Michael's, actually, the baleen pliers. It's very practical, because then always you're guaranteed to have the round part the right size. The trouble with these is it's sort of hit and miss to make sure you always have the same size. So here is the larger one, and there's at the back. It's slightly adjustable, and it's kind of cute. It's a little bigger, but that's okay. That's the 18 gauge wire. So now let's try with the 20 gauge wire, and we'll make it a little smaller maybe. So we're going to come around. Oh, that one's on top. I think I like it better underneath. Let's flip it around. You could do it either way. You could do it with the loops going to the back or to the front. I think I like them at the back better. Then they don't get kind of creased. So we're going to bring that one around here. The wire was too long. Okay, perfect. Okay, there we go. So which product is that, Amber, for the link? Let me know what product that is. I'm not sure if that was the jig or what that was. So there we go. So we're going to bring this one around here. And we're going to bring that one right around because I know some of the products on the Beadalon website are sold out, but if you can't find it on the Beadalon's site, you can get it on Amazon. So there is, we're just going to bring that one around here and bring these ones together. Same thing, you want to make sure they're somewhat even. And then we're going to put this one, center it, and then bring this one around. And because the wire is thinner, I'm going to go it around 2-3 times instead of just the once or twice. So bring that one here and then this one here, just because the 20 gauge wire is a little thinner. We're going to bring that one, the bracelet jig. Aha, yes, I think they probably had that one in stock. It was just the artistic wire jig, as far as I know, that was out of stock. So we're going to go like that. And we're going to clip that one. And then we're going to clip this one. And yeah, any of the products you can search on Amazon. I think Beadalon even has a site, like their own like shop on Beadalon or on Amazon. And also Etsy. Don't forget about Etsy. You can buy supplies on Etsy. So and shop like in any... you could set the country you want to shop for and everything. So here, this is with the thinner wire. So this one is really cute too. So guys, let's see what we made today. All kinds of stuff. Okay. I just tried this design with 16 gauge wire. It just fit. It's not easy to bend a wire around. Yeah, 16 is pretty thick for sure. So we made a lot of stuff today. So this was the first one, which is just the little ring with no bead. Okay, that one's way too small. But where was we did a larger one like this. Where did it go? Yeah, because we did the other one that was larger like this, but it just kind of wound around. Ah, here it is. So this one ended up being too small. This one's for Mimi's doll, right? And then there's this one that, you know, is interesting because it's adjustable and you can do it like any size. So that one's super cool. And then we morphed over and did these ones with the kind of loops on either side. So these were interesting. I think I preferred this one to this one, but you know, it's a matter of preference. And then this one too was the same way where we just, yep, I think it's more or less the same way. Which was the one we put this was the one where we put all the ends inside the bead, and that was a bit of a mess. And then this one where we flipped the ends up, which was really cool. And then the hearts. So guys, whew, that's it for today. Let me know which ones you like the best. That would be cute with some beads weaved in. On this one, yeah, you could definitely weave some beads in there. That's a great idea. Sweetcrest says adorable. Thank you. Fantastic. So all the rings are cute. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to take a sip of water and flip the screen. And then if you guys have any questions about the challenge coming up, let me know. I don't know if you saw the trailer, but we have the new wire art challenge coming up. That's called Live Wires for the Win, and it's a competition style challenge to find the next top live wires. So whoever wants to participate in that, it's open to US and Canadian citizens. You can fill out the application form that's going to be in the description of the trailer that I just posted. And if you're not a citizen of Canada or the United States, no problem. You can still participate in the challenges when they're aired and be eligible for lots of prizes. So that's coming up. You could just check out the previous video that I posted. And if you want to hop over to Discord, we put the link for Discord. You can hop over. I'm going to share pictures of these rings. You guys can share pictures of your rings. And you can also share pictures in the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And I'm just going to pull up my computer so I can see if there are any more comments. Amber, thanks so much. Well, thank you so much, Amber, for all your help with the live streams. I really appreciate that. Thanks to Amber and Mustafa. Joan says, love them all. Have to try the Celtic one soon for sure. When is the challenge? So the challenge, the deadline for entry for the challenge is the 30th of June. And the challenge itself will be starting in probably mid to late July. We're just going to see wrap up all the applications and stuff. So look out for that coming in July, and then the deadline for entry is June 30th. Ada says, I made the cat rings you showed on one of your videos. Fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah, the kitties are really cute. No dates mentioned in the announcements. No, because we're going to, I just announced the deadline, and then I'll be announcing the date for the challenge coming up really soon. So yeah, so I will be announcing the date that the actual challenge will be starting. I just have to, we have to select the participants and set a date for the when it's going to start. So Peggy got hers at Michael. See you later. Love it. Thank you, Clarice. And yeah, until June 30th to submit your application. That's amazing. Yeah. I didn't set a date for when we're going to start because that's going to depend on the applicants, and it'll probably be mid July, although I realize that summer is not really the best time, but this is sort of a new thing. It's an experimental thing, and if it goes well, we'll definitely do it again. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to hop over to Discord now and share pictures of what we did today, and we'll see you guys the next time. Bye.